we have a mock parliament session to insight you about the procedure and the proceedings of the parliament. Generally, we do not hear about the parliament sessions in the newspapers until there is a clash between the ruling party and the opposition party. The fact is that parliament is the temple of democracy. The Constitution of India that came into effect on 26 January 1950 provides for a bicameral parliament consisting of the president and the two houses known as the Council of States or Rajya Sabha and House of People or Lok Sabha. Before proceeding, I would like to ask a question. What is the number of seats in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha?
Anybody who would like to answer this?
Yes, Kab, anyone amongst you who were busy talking, do you know the answer?
Rajya Sabha consists of not more than 250 members, out of which 12 members are nominated by the president. Lok Sabha consists of representatives directly elected by the people. Maximum number of seats in Lok Sabha are 552 members, including 2 members nominated by the president. Following the independence, Lok Sabha met for the first time on 13th May 1952. Now, I will brief you on the working of the parliament, the houses of the parliament, that is the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, their functions, and a little something about the presiding officer in the parliament. The main function of both the houses is to make laws. Every bill has to be passed by both the houses and signed by the president before it becomes a law. The subjects over which president can legislate or make laws are defense, foreign affairs, banking, currency and coinage, customs, income tax, etc. Speaking of the two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha holds supremacy over the Rajya Sabha in terms of financial matters. On the other hand, the Rajya Sabha has a very special role to play in enabling the parliament to legislate on the same subject if it is necessary in the national interest. The Constitution meets thrice every year. First, in the budget session, that is from February to May. Second, in the monsoon session, that is from July to August. And third, in the winter session, that is from November to December. The role of the marshals. The marshals have a very important role to play in the parliament. They escort the speaker and also acts like a computer that has access and knowledge about the information about the issues that take place in the parliament. Speaking of the speaker is selected for the term of 5 years from among the members of the Lok Sabha and is by convention the members of the ruling or the coalition party. Let's take you to the next level of today's activity, that is the mock session of the parliament.
Now, we will begin with the questionnaire round. Now, I request Mr. Aditya to ask question number 1.
With due respect to the speaker, I would like to ask the question to the Home Minister.
Permission granted.
I would like to ask the Home Minister that what were your government doing in 2020 when the GDP of India was way below than expected due to the COVID-19 pandemic? And what is the government doing in 2021 so that the GDP rate goes up?
I request the Home Minister to answer this question.
With due respect to the speaker, I would like to answer the question.
Permission granted.
So, for development of GDP, we are making many defense corridor and many industry in many states. And we are freely inviting the foreign companies to come here and work here so that the GDP rate goes up.
Now I request Mr. Kunal to ask question number 2.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask my question from the Defence Minister.
Permission granted.
Why India's need of AMC and why India is spending so much money on it? With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to answer this question.
Permission granted.
India did AMCA to challenge J20 as AMCA is the only fifth generation fighter jet under development in India and we hope that it will get the Ministry approval in 2022.
Now I request Ms. Nishta to ask question number 3.
With the permission of Honorable Speaker, I want to ask a question to the Education Minister.
Permission granted.
You make government schools for name's sake. There are no proper facilities. The midday meal you provide is making children sick. Why is this so?
I request the Education Minister to answer this question.
Due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to answer this question.
Permission granted.
I think opposition party not aware from our schemes that we launched for government schools for their upliftment. These schemes are Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Midday Meal Scheme and PM Poshan Scheme.
Now I request Ms. Alisba to ask question number 4.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask my question to the Sports Minister.
Permission granted.
There are not much facilities provided to our athletes. I would like to ask you, what are facilities you are going to provide to our athletes for betterment in their progress?
I request the Sports Minister to answer this question.
With due respect to the Speaker, may I answer this question?
Permission granted.
We are providing so much of facilities to our athletes. Our athletes are working in AC halls and the athletes who are on diet, we can't provide them so much of facilities. We are building our academies in each district.
Now I request Ms. Ruchika to ask question number 5.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask the question to the Finance Minister.
Permission granted.
Why are the petrol prices rising in India and why are the prices different in each state? How will the government will survive in this inflation?
मुझे तो लगता है अगर पेट्रोल के दाम ऐसे ही बढ़ते रहे तो आम आदमी सड़क पर चलना है कि पेट्रोल
I request the Finance Minister to answer this question.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I want to answer this question.
Permission granted.
I think that the opposition leader has a lack of knowledge because expensive crude oil rates and extremely high taxes on the fuels are the key reasons that is why petrol and diesel hike in the country.
Now I request Ms. Kirti to ask question number 6.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask a question to the Transport Minister.
Permission granted.
The number of people killed during the last 3 years due to speed breakers. Whether data from the Transport Minister has revealed that speed breakers are the cause of 30 crashes killing at least 9 people a day. If so, what are the other steps taken by the government to remove the faulty dangerous road accidents?
I request the Transport Minister to answer this question.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to give the answer.
Permission granted.
Ministry of Road and Transport and Highways has started to comply the data of road accident due to speed breakers since 2007. As per the data reported by the Police Department of the state, UTs, the number of accident, person killed and injured due to speed breakers. We have taken a number of steps to prevent road accident and accidental fatalities. The government has approved a national road safety policy. This policy outlines various policy measures such as promoting awareness, establishing road safety information database, including application of intelligence, transport enforcement of safety laws, etc.
Now I request Ms. Jessica to ask question number 7.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I want to ask a question to Ms. Manya, the Minister of Women and Child Welfare.
Permission granted.
Nowadays, girls and women are not safe, especially in NCR, Delhi, Mumbai and even in small towns. I want to ask government that what are the steps that they are taking for the safety of the girls.
With due respect to Honorable Speaker, I want to answer this question.
Permission granted.
We have started so many policies for girls like criminal amendment law, one-stop center, emergency support system, cybercrime portal, and even the country has not done anything.
Now I request Mr. Kushagar to ask question number 8.
With
due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I have a question to the Agriculture Minister of India.
Permission granted.
My question is that why your party withdrew the 3 farm laws just before the elections? आपको इलेक्शन से पहले ही क्यों याद आया किसानों के बारे में? वो जो किसान योजना थी क्या आपको गलत थी, और अगर गलत थी तो आपने उन्हें डाला क्यों? जवाब दीजिए।
Home Minister to answer this question.
With due respect to the speaker, I would like to answer the question.
Permission granted.
तो सबसे पहले मैं आपको 3 ऑर्डिनेंस बताने जा रहा हूं जो पास हुए हैं। पहला, द फार्मर प्रोड्यूस ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स ऑर्डिनेंस, प्रमोशन एंड फैसिलिटेशन। सेकंड, द फार्मर एम्पावरमेंट एंड प्रोडक्शन, एग्रीमेंट ऑन प्राइस एश्योरेंस एंड फार्म ऑर्डिनेशन। तीसरा, द एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज ऑर्डिनेंस। अब मैं विपक्षी सदस्यों को ये बताना चाहता हूं कि कृषि बिल किसानों के हितों के लिए लाया गया है। जिस तरह विश्व के दूसरे कृषि के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, भारत को भी हमें कृषि के क्षेत्र में विकसित बनाना होगा। भारत का किसान अपना अनाज किसी भी राज्य में बेच सके, भारत का किसान अपना अनाज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करके बेच सके, भारत के किसान को कानूनी रूप में न्याय मिल सके, इसलिए ये बिल लाया गया है। अब मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं कि किसी भी कानून को बनाने के लिए गहन अध्ययन, समीक्षा और प्रस्ताव को मंजूर मिलने के समय लगता है और उसी के बाद प्रस्ताव रखा जाता है।
Now I request Ms. Rashi to ask question number 9.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask question to Railway Minister.
Permission granted.
What is the need of privatization of Indian Railway? While privatization has a numerous benefit, it also has a fair amount of drawback. The first one being drawback in the quality of goods, as they mainly aim to make profit. In the addition, there are also drawback in rise of prices. Similarly, this also give rise in corruption. If railway department become privatized, then what would be the role of government in Indian Railway? Privatization simply means profit.
I request the Railway Minister to answer this question.
With due respect of the Honorable Speaker, I would like to answer this question.
Permission granted.
Firstly, I would like to clear that our government has decided for privatization in national interest and in the interest of Indian Railways and its employees. Our government is not privatizing the Indian Railways but only a few trains and stations. As far as drop-in quality is concerned, I disagree and would rather say that quality of services will further improve. Privatization of airports is an apt example. Privatization will help in curbing corruption as the permission license will no longer be required. Therefore, it is a step in the right direction and was long pending.
Now I request Mr. Mishra to ask question number 10.
With the due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask a question to the Home Minister of Affairs. Whether the government has taken any proposals to provide internet facilities in all the jails of the country. If not, is the government sleeping or what? If so, whether the government has taken any steps to improve the regards till yet.
I request the Minister of Home Affairs to answer this question.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to answer this question.
Permission granted.
Prisons is a state subject under entry 4th of place 2nd of the 7th signature to the Constitution of India. Administration and management of prisons is the responsibility of respective states governments who are competent to provide the request resources to their respective prisons. For internal facilities, the Minister of Home Affairs, MHA, has also been taking several initiatives to support the states, and in improving prisons administrations, MHA has provided ₹100 crores to all states, and during 2019-2020 for strengthening the e-prisons platforms inter alia, including support for establishing local area networks and internet connectivity.
Now I request Ms. Alishba to ask question number 11.
With due respect to the Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask questions to the ruling party. क्यों प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी काले धन को वापस नहीं ला पाए, जैसे उन्होंने हमें 2014 में वादे किए थे?
With due respect of the Honorable Speaker, I would like to answer this question.
Permission granted.
For your information, the Indian government has recovered about 69,000 crore rupees black money through the income declaration scheme and about
jobs in the year 2019.